All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, StreamYard and YouTube fans. This is Philip Reynolds, and part four of his Highlight Maker Hoops. I want to call it History Maker Hoops, but Highlight Maker Hoops, History Maker Hoops, same thing. Tonight, I'm going to go over setup. I'm not going to have a game yet because Steve Tower is having a game tonight at 9 o'clock, and I really don't want to interfere with that. Plus, I've been watching him play to kind of, in addition to reading the rules, to get a understanding of the rules as well. And I've got something from our play community that I want to share with you as an alternative to the traditional setup that Keith and Steve Tower use. Now, if you go to the and I'll have to go to the board here. Okay, first off, you have to select who's the visitors and who's the home team. And I've already done that with my set, and I have selected Cincinnati as the home team and Baltimore as the away team. So the coaches are going to go here, plus the subs that I don't use. That's Cincinnati's coach. And okay. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's the wrong coach. That's Baltimore's coach goes over here in the home, and Jack McMahon, Cincinnati's coach, goes to the visitors. Then what you do is you select your 5 starters, and the visitors go here and the home go here. Now, looking at this, okay, we're definitely going to want Oscar Robinson in honor for Cincinnati. We're going to look at Cincinnati first. We're definitely going to want Oscar Robinson starting. You can put hollow circles in. That's an advanced rule, but they suggest you kind of stick with, players that are kind of filled in circles. And Jerry Lucas will be one of our, we'll see here, forwards here. See. Yeah, we're going to have Wayne Embry as our center. We're going to have Lucas as one of our forwards. We're going to have Adrian Smith as one of our guards. So Oscar Robinson's a guard. Adrian Smith's a guard. Jerry Lucas is a forward. So we need one more forward, and we'll use Tom Hawkins as our 4th forward. Then the question becomes, we can shuffle these up and put them in any way. Then it becomes, well, how do you arrange these? And you can do that any way you like. Just kind of shuffle them like these the fast action cards, or there can be a method to this. What I want to do is I want to put Robertson in the middle of the pile, so he's going to be third. We'll go with Lucas first. We're going to have Adrian Smith second because he has like 4 qualities. We're going to have Robinson third. We're going to go with Wayne Embry fourth. And we're going to have a guy that has 4 qualities at the end. And so we'll put these in the visitor stack. Okay. Now, then we have to look at our players, and this Jack Tieman's going to be first. Twyman is going to be first because he's got a lot of qualities and he's solid circle. Bud Olson will be second, and that's because he's got a hollow circle. And then we've got 4 players on Cincinnati that don't have. There's no circle of any kind. So they. And like Steve Tower said, when you don't have any circle of any kind, then you have to be. You can't be first or second, third or lower. We're going to put Arnett third. We're going to go with Thacker fourth. We're going to go with Bockhorn fifth and Hairston sixth. And these will go underneath our coach. Okay. And let's see here. 2, guard, forward. Okay. So 3, pretty much even. So here's our 5 guys for Baltimore. You got Kevin Lowry. You've got Don O. You've got Gus Johnson, Bailey Howe, and Walt Bellamy. And we're going to have Bellamy last, or fifth. We're going to start with Gus Johnson because he's got pretty much all your qualities there. So he'll be first. Bailey Howe will be second. Kevin Lowry will be third. And O will be fourth. And Walt Bellamy will be fifth. Okay. And then we've got Bob Ferry. He's got a hollow circle. Cy Green, hollow circle. And Wally Jones has a hollow circle. And then Gary Brads and Wayne Hightower have no qualities, no circles at all, so they have to be used. They can't be used any higher than third in the on the bench thing. And it's good that we have 3 that have hollows because they'll be first. Fairy will basically be your first sub, and then we'll go with Cy Green second, Wally Jones third. We'll have Gary Brads fourth, and Wayne Hightower. He's got like 4 qualities. He'll be the last for sub. And okay, let's take a look at our setup here. And this is what a traditional board looks like set up. And this is my first time setting it up. And then you'd have your and then you have your visitor pawns, 0 and 5. And then you have your home pawns, and that would be at 0 and 5. And as far as charts, it says let's see, scoring grids. For Highlight Maker Hoops, the average scoring during the 64-65 pro season was 110.6 points per team per game. To determine which scoring grid you should use, roll the black and white dice before each game, reading the black die as the 10s and the white as the 1s. We'll go over here and roll that. So for this particular game, we would have 32, and that is use the mid-high chart. We will be using the mid-high chart. Okay. And that would be this chart right here. And your last black and white tokens would go up here for free throws. Okay. And the last, of course, your pawn's going to go for whichever person gets the ball first. And the last part of this is to shuffle your fast action cards. And you can see me doing it off site here. Okay. And then you would count out 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be go to your deck pile. And then what it tells you to do in the rules is to basically count out your cards for the pretty much the entire game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And these cards have a top and they have a bottom. So what it tells you to do for the second is to flip the cards 180 degrees. So you use the opposite side. Yeah, I won't do it with those, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I will take these like this, and I will flip them around, and that will be quarter 2. The third quarter I will leave as is, and the fourth quarter so flip, don't flip, and then I will flip these as well. So basically, I've got all my cards set up. I've got, and let's look at our final settings the way this is. Oh, sorry. So this will be our final setup lookup here. We would be ready to go for the first quarter here. But I want you to take a look at the Play Game Community site, and I want you to take a look at Mike Sagliano's post, and he shows a different method, and I don't know about you, but that looks very, very familiar. And you know why it looks familiar? Because I was just using this recently. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's Hockey Blast. That's basically the Hockey Blast engine there, with laying the cards in lines and that. Now we have a method. Now we know what it's actually called. It's called the Sagliano method of lineup. Basically, it's the Sagliano lineup method. Is basically what you would want to call that. But yeah, that's, and I'm going to actually show you that. Let me get everything out of the way. All right, now I'm going to have to switch my camera so that you can see this. All right, so basically we would take Cincinnati here and put them like this, and we would put the home team right underneath, and just exactly the way that we would want things to be set up. And this is basically your Sagliano method here. This way, what you would do is if I were going to do this, I'd use my grid thing that I'm not using. And I would do it something like this. The visitors are up top. The home team's at the bottom. Of course, this is going to be the method that you'll use when the full game comes out, and because that's when you'll decide to put the chips the way they are. But this is the other alternate method for the highlight maker version, and I'd have to get basically an orange pawn would be the person with the ball, and I would need another token to represent who is the opposing player or defensive player. And then, like, for now, I'd use a free throw thing showing, okay, well, that's Jerry Lucas. And when Jerry Lucas's turn is over, I would flip it to Adrian Smith type thing. And same with on the home team, I'd use that white pawn to go down the list. And basically what that means is that when you switch from Lucas to Smith, now Lucas is at the back of the pile and not the front of the pile. And I'd have to get another, I'd have to get two more tokens of some sort. And I would probably use ones from my Hockey Blast set. But that is pretty much what what a setup looks like. And then after that, I would start flipping over cards, and we'd have a hoop cam, and that's of course from the rim, and says contested shot in heavy traffic, and that's home team, and that's a lightning bolt symbol, and your defense would have a chance to deny that basically, and they would have to have the tip quality in order to do so. So, and that would be how the game would start. And then when the set's resolved, if there's a point for the home team, then the token would move one or two, depending on how many points that they got. And then you go through the deck until you got to either you ran out of these because you hit your scoring cap, or you just other way. Pretty much you either run out of the cards or somebody hits the scoring cap, and then that's either way it's the end of the quarter. And like I said, I really didn't want to. I just wanted to come on here quick to show setup. real quick. I didn't want to take a long time with this because I know Steve Tower, after further review, is coming on at 9 o'clock tonight, and it's already 8:10, and I wanted him to have his fair shot, so to speak. And I'm still learning this. I haven't really sat down and done a practice test yet or anything like that. I'm going to pretty much do everything live, per se. So there will be mistakes, there will be errors, all that good stuff. But the way I look at it, it's the only way to learn. So, all right. And I hope you all have a good night. And you all have a good night. Enjoy Steve Tower. I know that he's doing the Blam set tonight. That's a set that I did not get, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that. I will be looking forward to learning and studying the rules, so to speak. So until next time, and I probably won't get a chance to get back on because until Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. So until next time, have a good night, guys. If you like what you see, subscribe, turn on notifications. Put comments in there, teams that you would like to see play, type thing. I know Cincinnati and Baltimore probably aren't everybody's cup of tea, but that's just me because I live in Cincinnati, so and anything Cincinnati in that, I'm going to want to play or try or anything. Even if I mess it up or screw it up or whatever, I'm going to at least try. Oh, and I did get an email from Keith Avalon, and I got the PDF for the 2021 season. The rest of it, I guess it's the rest of it, because I don't see him reprinting out the Clippers in Phoenix, in Milwaukee, in Atlanta. That would be, I guess the best way to put it is it would be redundant, but you never know. I'm putting teams away. There goes Baltimore, home team. There goes Cincinnati. And we are ready for the weekend. And I might do a few practice tests on my own with regards to actually doing a quarter or so I can get used to the results and stuff like that. So I'll probably put in a few test round type things. But you all take care. I thank you for all the views and responses that I've gotten over my videos and stuff like that. My unboxing of hoops is basically my biggest viewership in over a year. So yeah, that's big. I got like 52 views on that, and that's all on you guys, and I thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to trying the game out. So this weekend we'll actually probably do a test quarter, and I might do like what Steve Tower did. I might select 2 other teams, and then I'll do the Cincinnati-Baltimore game. So you guys take care. Have a good evening.